your inspiration. I don't want to make you a lot of questions. I want to let you tell us the story about this, the inspiration, anything that you want.
Well, from where to begin? I make books. I make books mostly for 35 years, I think. And that's what I was saying this morning, is that I'm not author. I don't write stories, but I'm very interested with collecting things, put things together, make non-fiction books, because I got the divulgation of knowledge also. And in a funny way or in a nice way for children, because I as a child I love, of course, other kind of books, but I spend a lot of time at my grandparents' place, looking at the only few books there was. So there was a dictionary and all the plates of the old dictionary, and especially one. It was a dictionary of historical. The story of France, the history of France, and each 100 pages there was a plate with costumes, and I looked at that for hours, telling me stories, and so I think it really impressed me, and maybe also because I began to make line cut, and it's also connected with the popular prints. So I began to make this kind of books about everything, so like zoology, which was the first one about animals, and then almost everything, which is almost everything, and costumes, and the human body, and all this kind of books. And at the same time, I developed a partnership with Jean-Luc Fromental, who is my favorite author, and we are friends for a long time, and we found a way to work together. We are inventing the stories together. That means that he writes, I draw, of course, but I send him drawings. He changed the text. We talk together, and we usually begin the story without knowing where it will end.
Like a dialogue.
It's a dialogue, absolutely, and it's also I told that recently. It's like jumping from a cliff, hoping that the parachute, will open. That's the way we work. We work usually.
The parachute and the passion. But also the passion of making this story is open to deliver in a good way. But I see a lot of influences of your work in so many different things.
Yes, because for me each book is different, and when I begin to think of a book, it's the best moment, I think, for the best and the worst at the same time. But I always try to talk to myself: how should I express, or not express, but how should I? What kind of expression should I use to deserve the stories? That's the only to
its own voice, the voice of the story.
Yeah, for me the goal is the story, how to tell the story, and I try to find the best way, and it's like an engine or a mechanism. You are just adjusting and trying to find the good paper, the good size, the good the right size, the right paper, the right tools, then the right colors, and it comes out like this slowly, and I love that. So that I don't have a way, a unique way of expression. I use what could be good for
For the
story or for the project. So that's maybe why. Well, there is mostly line cut anyway, and I'm influenced by many things. So when I don't know, when I make an Indian story which takes place in like the Honey Hunter, it takes place in India, in Bengal. In Bengal, it's. I looked at Patashitra, all the popular art of the area to understand a little bit, not to copy, but to feed me and to make something new with that. Because I think that we are just the product of what was behind us. Like, we are not creating for nothing.
Yeah,
but with nothing. From nothing. Sorry.
Every book is a path, a different way to but at the same time, all the ways are Joëlle.
I guess I don't know. You can say that I can't imagine. But the other day there was someone who did not understand that I made all that. So she talked to me and said, "Oh, but after a while there is a misunderstanding." You did you are the artist? Yeah, and but you made everything. I think she thought that it was a collective exhibition. I guess.
No,
so I realized that maybe several in my head maybe.
Yes, but you enjoy. When you work, you are playing or working.
Always the same thing.
Yeah, you're working or playing every time.
It seems that I'm playing, but I have moments of really anger and difficulty, and so it's very difficult to. No, at the same time, it's a pleasure, but it's also sometimes very hard to find the way.
I want to ask you of a particular piece on the exhibition. May I?
Yeah.
Come on. I want to ask you about this because in Mexico and Latin America is your but the bone. I don't know the French title of this book. Calaveras. Yeah, but Huesopolis in Mexico is Mystery in Huesopolis.
It's the most in French. The problem is Jean-Luc Fromental is that he always makes jokes with the word jokes. So it's called au secours, which means os is bone and cours it's running.
Yeah.
So os cours and au secours is help.
Oh, what a nice
but to translate it's quite difficult.
In Mexico, all the kids love because it connects with our culture. Calaveras and Dia de Muertos.
I think
so. Pasada. Yes, Posada. Well, and he was a good coach. Yeah. So
I love this is different. This is I think that there was for a collective exhibition. We have all ukulele to decorate.
Yeah.
And so on the other side, I unhang it. So bird, yuku,
and the bird.
The A of the bird.
Yeah,
it's not a very good ukulele.
But
it's terrible.
But it's fantastic. I love it.
I don't know. I wanted to make something black and white, and it comes like this.
And how did you meet Posada's work?
Oh, I don't remember. Not at the beginning, not at the early beginning. I think I began to make woodcut or lino cut mostly. I can't remember my first influence. I think I used it as a tool like another one. I think that the first thing I did, it was for commission for advertising in like 19th century American advertising, so
Yeah.
woodcut, and I did some animals, and I was happy of that, and so I more and more I did I used these tools, and after that I think I did, because in the 50s we are supposed to access. We didn't have the access to anything, so we discover things one after the other, not all at the same time. So I don't remember exactly when I discovered posada.
Would you like posadas?
I remember, no, you know what? I think the first reference to posada I've seen was because when I was 15 years old, I saw an exhibition in Paris of Tom Ungerer.
Yeah, I knew him.
You know, and that was my moment. I want to do that, but not the children books. There was posters, and because when he lived in
60s,
America,
70s.
I made many posters and very tough drawings,
Yeah.
and also the Ireland big paintings, not paintings, but big drawings of landscapes with old cows, and there was a drawing. It's called Tribute to Posada, and it's a skeleton on a bike.
Yes, I know which. And
I didn't know who was this Posada.
At the end, the books of your grandparents, or that is scene of Tommy's skeleton, lately became your books. That's interesting. Your books began so much early.
I think that everyone is like this. We have, and it's interesting because I made this work. There was. I was in a festival in Czech Republic last summer, and they asked us to show 20 images which changed your life.
Oh,
and that's a very interesting question, because it's not only images you love. Now it's something at one moment who touch you and say, "Wow, I can do that," or "Oh, that is it. It does exist." So I maybe do this thing. And I didn't put posada because I think it came after I began to make lino cut, and also the Brazilian cordel. It's another inspiration, but I discovered it late.
Yeah. Once I interviewed Tommy, and he told me about Frida and Diego, and he was crazy. He knows a lot of things about Frida and Diego, and this position of the art must have to be a rebellion, this position of demanding, and was very interesting. I get very impressed with his point of view about the artist that I knew since I was a child, because it was a different point of view that I had.
Of course,
it was very interesting.
It's part of your culture, so it seems to be normal.
Yeah. Well,
I guess.
Thank you for bringing us this tour behind your process and your ideas. Thank you very much.
And I hope maybe one day in Mexico, I don't know.
Well, we will love it. Just write to me and we will be happy to having you in Mexico. Kids loves you very much, loves your books. It's amazing. You are a big influence in Mexico.
Thank you.